Hello and welcome back to the finishing line. So today we're going to concentrate on Leopardstown Dublin Racing Festival. So this video is going to contain Saturday's card. So I'll go through all Saturday's card on this, and at the end I'll run through the picks, and then the video after this will be on the Sunday's card. So we start off with the 110, the 2 mile 6 novice hurdle. So this is a grade 1 over 2 mile 6, and the field is Carter McKay, Dicey O'Reilly, Fabulous Saga, Jetez, Moyross, Dortmund Park and Tower Bridge. So I had a good look through this, and what I came out with was Carter McKay as my pick. So the concept behind this, Carter McKay, he was a very good bumper horse last year. Didn't seem to fulfill his potential in the 2 championship bumpers, but I think this horse has been crying out for a trip ever since he went over hurdles. He won his first outing at Gorn, and he's beat a horse in the second. That's after coming out in the last week, and won 2 since. So I think Carter McKay has a very, very good chance of winning this stepping up and trip. The dangers will be Dortmund Park, who's very impressive in his last race, winning by a good distance, and he is currently 13-8 favourite, but I think that's very short for what he's done in a race of this nature. I think personally the favourite should be Fabulous Saga on what he's done, but the ground seems to be drying out up in Leopardstown, and all his hurdle wins have been on heavy. But he is the choice of Paul Townend, and he's going to be very hard to beat. He'll go out in front. He'll set his own fractions, but I think the drop down the trip is not going to suit him. He was very good over 3 miles in his last runs, and he battled back well to win the last time at Limerick, I think it was. Also a dark horse in this is Henry de Bromhead's Dicey O'Reilly. He's a very highly thought of horse out in the yard. He ran a poor race to start the season. They don't know what went wrong with him on that race. They were expecting much better out of him, and his last race in the maiden at Leopardstown, he turned that around and ran a very, very good race to win it. The third in that is after coming out and winning a maiden hurdle already at the start of the week. The front 2 in that were pulling miles clear of the third. So that he's very good form, and his price at the moment is after being literally cut in half. He's in from 7s from 14s. The other 3 to mention, Jetez ran a very poor race last time. Stepping up and trip again, he's gone up an extra 2 furlongs from his best form. He dropped down to 2 miles the last race, but I think the step back on trip will suit him, but he's a lot to find. But he's tied in with good solid form with Next Destination, who is a big chance coming up at Cheltenham. Also we've Moyross, trained by No Need. He'll have to step up again to be competitive in this. And then down at the bottom at 40-1, we've Joseph O'Brien's Tower Bridge. He ran a bad bumper horse. He's a bit overpriced at 41, but he needs to grow an extra leg to win this. So I'll run through the prices. So we've Dortmund 13-8, Carter McKay, Fabulous Saga 7-2, Dicey O'Reilly 7-1, Jetez 8s, Moyross 12s and Tower Bridge 40. So my pick in this again will be Carter McKay at 7-2. So next we go to the 145 and the Carl Dublin Chase, the grade 2. So this is more or less a champion chase trial, and I'll run through the field. So we have York Hill at 5-6, Min at 5-2, Simply Ned 7, Special Tiara 8, Ballycasey 25s, Ordinary World 33, and Alicia Deland at 50s. So let's start with York Hill. They tried the 3 miles the last time in Leopardstown, and it went horribly wrong. Never settled, never jumped out. He jumped 1 fence down the back straight and nearly ended up in the car park. So you're taking your money into your own hands when you're backing this fella. He looks like he saw set up for a 2 mile chaser. He's going to go out in front, but he's not going to be left alone. There's 4 confirmed front runners of this. with Special Tiara, Alicia DeLand and Ballycasey. So he's not going to get his own time up in front if he goes, which I think Paul Townend will have no choice, because he's not going to settle behind horses unless Special Tiara goes off like the clappers, but I don't think they will after him falling the last time. And Ballycasey wouldn't be fast enough to take him. So I think it's going, I might look stupid at the end of this, but I think it's going to be set up for Min to win this. He went off in his last race, setting his own pace, setting his own fractions. It didn't go according to plan. He wasn't enjoying himself, and he was first past post but got disqualified, and the race was given to Simply Net. But I think him tracking this pace, he's going to creep into the race, he's going to settle behind the leaders again. There's a nice jumper mid him, and I think he's going to come there at the last, jump and jump into the lead and take them all. Even in his hurdles form, he has an unbelievable chance of this. Even his supreme form, second to Altior. If Altior was in this, you'd expect Altior to be favourite, and Min looks bigger, looks stronger, looks like a better horse this year. So I think Min to beat York Hill. I can't back York Hill at 5 to 6 jumping fences. No chance in hell will I go near him. He's too much of a loose cannon. Maybe if Ruby was on him. Ruby's the only man to win on a racetrack with him, bar over jumps, bar Derek O'Connor and his point to points. Well, Paul Townend, sorry, that's a lie. Paul Townend won him at Aintree, but he couldn't control him. Ruby has these kind of hands that can settle York Hill and knows him so well. So I think Min will take this at 5 to 2, 3 to 1. And I think he'll be followed home by York Hill and probably Special Tiara. So that was the 145, the Carl Dublin Chase. Next we'll go on to the Frank Moore Society Solicitors Arc and Novice Chase. So the field in this is any second now, Footpad, Petty Mouchoir, Tycoon Prince and Demi Sang. So this looks set up to be a 2-horse race between Footpad and Petty Mouchoir. So we have Footpad at 1 to 2 on and Petty Mouchoir 3s. On hurdles form, Petty Mouchoir holds him. Footpad is 2 from 2 over fences. Petty Mouchoir's ran once a season and won. If Petty Mouchoir doesn't beat Footpad at this, he will beat him at Cheltenham. I think he is by far the best horse in this race. Fully fit, a fully fit Petty Mouchoir wins this. A fully fit Petty Mouchoir beats Footpad here or Cheltenham. I think Footpad, he's been good, he's been very spectacular in his wins. I just think Petty Mouchoir is a better horseman. It's my opinion. I think he's 3 to 1. He was 6 to 1 2 days ago. They're a bit backing him. I think he's going to go off shorter, and I think Footpad's there for the taking with Petty Mouchoir. He'll be the only horse to be able to get Footpad out of his comfort zone and take on his jumping. So a 3 to 1, I'd be taking the chance of that. And if he doesn't beat him today, he will beat him at Cheltenham, and that's most certain he's going to beat him at Cheltenham. I think the one to follow Petty Mouchoir and Footpad home will be the other Willie Mullins train, Demi Sang at 10 to 1. So again, I think Petty Mouchoir and David Russell to beat Footpad and Paul Townend. So next we go to the Carl Handicap Chase. So there's a maximum field of 20 running in this. So I'll run through some of the prices. We've Blasted Coleman's at 7, Tully East at 8, That's a Wrap at 8, Nearly Nama at 10s, Don't Touch It 12s, Patrick Park 12s, Kilcray Bridge 14s, Sunplan 14s, Townsend 14s and Bigger Rest. So we start with Tully East. Won a Cheltenham last year, won a big handicap at the festival. It looks like this is going to be the same plan as last year. He's going to build up and Cheltenham is going to be his aim. But he ran a very good race the last time and he'll have a big run at this, but I think his target is Cheltenham. Unexposed ones I liked was Henry de Bromhead's Conrad Hastings. He started off with 2 solid runs over fences. We won the 2 of them, and he was 2nd and 5th in his next 2, and he stepped up a bit. But I think with 11 fourths, he's not trolling, but he's unexposed. He's from a good yard, good jumpers, and I think he'll run a very big race. So. Also, probably that who would go off favourite is Blasted Koeman. Very solid handicapper, knows how to win, has form in big fields, and he's a lovely weight at 10 stone. Robert Tyler, he's had down a few winners the last few weeks. Philip Brenwright is riding well. 10 stone, he's a worthy favourite to be up there, 7-1. But it's open as hell this race. Also, to mention Squator, went off favourite for at Leopardstown last time. He finished fairly strong, but I think he needs to step up a trip because he'll be doing his best work at the finish. And Nearly Namit has the best form right now in this race. He won a very good handicap the last time. He won it really well. He's gone up £10 for this, so he's off 11 stone. He's a 10-year-old, and he seems to be very good this season. And I don't think the £10 is going to stop him on a very, very good race of this. And at the prices right now, he's about 10-1, 12-1 in places. He's a solid each way bet. You get 4 places, you might get 5s on the day somewhere. I think he's a solid each way bet at 10-1. So at all this, I probably put it down to Blasted Koeman and Nearly Namit. Conrad Hastings, they look like he's been set out for this, and Davy's been booked to ride him. Tully East, another big run is suspected from him. And a few others to mention. Townsend, bit of class. Unseen rider last time, don't touch it. Good on his day, not firing this year. Patrick's Park, very bad run on his first run for Willie Mullins last time. And Squator will be there with a chance as well. Next on to the Irish Champion Hurdle. And this is going to be the race everyone wants to see, whether Faugheen has backed himself or not. So I'll run through the field quickly. So we've Faugheen, Identity Thief, Jesky, Mellon, Mick Jad, Super Sunday, Bap Home, and Defi Decide. So we start at Faugheen. Do you or do you not take a chance on him after his last run? Do you forgive a horse a bad run every now and then? Yes. I am. If Faugheen is back to anywhere near his best, he wins this, and he wins this handsomely. There's been money all week for men. He's into 2-1s from 4s. And definitely the size drifting from 3s out to 11-2 now. So I think what's going to happen, Super Sunday is going to go off like the clappers. Faugheen will track. Hopefully it'll be the Faugheen that we all know will turn up, and about halfway he'll take it up, go on, kill the race, and win with his head in his chest. If all fails and Faugheen's not the horse he used to be, Mellon will pick up the spoils. Second season novice, very good horse in his own right, ran a very good race at Cheltenham last time. It wasn't run to suit, he ran the snatches and he was pulling 3/4 of the way. Came to the last, jumped and just empties going up the hill. Did too much. But if Faugheen doesn't turn up, Mellon will pick up the pieces. So in either way, I think this is going to Willie Mullins. And we'll just touch on Defi Decide. Last season's leading novice by a mile. His last run was shocking to say the least. Phillips Hobbs is having a very bad season right now. You'll be taking a chance at 11-2, but it's big enough, but I still won't take the chance. especially with Hobbs's yard in terrible form. And each way that I won't put anyone off will be Super Sunday. I know he's dropping down from 3 miles. I think he's going to set his own fractions. He'll be staying and staying and staying. When Faheen goes past him, I think he'll fight off the rest. I think at least he'll finish third, and he's 25 to 1, which I think is a very big price. I know he's dropping down a trip, but 25 to 1 is a huge price for people that love a bit of each way value. So again, I'll run through the prices. So you have Faheen at 5 to 4, Melon 2 to 1, definitely the side 11 to 2, Mick Jazz 12s. Just touching on Mick Jazz while I say he was the horse that won the race that Faheen was pulled up in. But Gordon Elliott said that was his champion hurdle, and anything he does for the rest of the season is a bonus. So I don't think he's going to get near this one. I'd say he was peaked to win the last time at Leopardstown. So after Mick Jazz, we have Super Sunday 25s, Bapone 25s, Jesky 25s, and Identity 40s. So hopefully we'll see the Faheen turn up and win this and go on to Cheltenham for the bigger and better things. So next we have the Carl Hurdle over 2 miles. Now, there's one standout horse in this for me, and it's Henry the Bromhead's Mind's Eye. He's dropping down a trip from his last win over 2-4 down to 2 miles. He's a very strong traveller. He looks a classy horse. He's in at 10-7, but Dylan Robinson has taken 5 off him, so he's 10-2. And Dylan's been riding very, very well all season. And he's 10 to 1, and I think I can't see this fella being out of the top 2, let alone top 3. I think he's going to go on and win this. I just get this, I have this feeling that he's been kept under a radar, and then Henry's just going to gradually build him up and start hitting the festivals all through the spring with him. I think he's the more likely winner out of this Mind's Eye 10 to 1. And also ones to mention is Master of Irony, ridden by Richard Johnson. He finished 4th in a race at Haydock, I think it was, where High Bridge was the winner on that. So that's solid form on that, and he was staying on strong at the finish. And at 25 to 1, he's a very solid each way bet. And there's a few down at the bottom. Charles Burns, off you go. He's currently 8 to 1 favourite. He won his last race, very impressively beat West Coast Time of Joseph O'Brien's, who hasn't done much for the form since he ran yesterday and ran a shocker after being backed into a 15-day favourite. He's gone up a total of 16 pounds, but he's still in off 9 stone 10. He's off a knot in weight. He ran very well as well. Also another of Willie Mullins, Macatorix. He won his maiden hurdle and he's been trying in all the graded races now. Back down to handicap. He's in off 10-1. He's having a tongue tie and a hood on him for the first time. So I'd expect a bit of improvement out of him, and he should be hitting the places as well. Another one would be Ben Dundee. He ran in a race that was won by another of Henry's horses. His name's gone at my head at the moment, but he ran another solid race along with Blueberry of Willie Mullins. So with that, I think Mind's Eye is a very, very good bet at 10 to 1 at a 29 runner handicap. He'd be up there with my bets of the day. So finally, we're on to the bumper. So this it looks like a very, very good bumper. So we have all of them have won bar the shunter. So I've looked through this. The form not form, but visually what stood out to me was Blacko of Willie Mullins. No shock, but he won his race the last time and he won it in very authoritative fashion. He was very green, when Patrick kicked him in the belly and sent him on his way, you could see him start lengthening, and by the final out, the afterburners kicked in and he was going away at the finish. I think there is buckets of improvement with this horse. The threat, I would say, would be Joseph O'Brien's Rhinestone. He won his last race by 19 lengths, and he won it very easily and very impressive. So I think it's a very, very open race. So just have a look through it, see for yourself, because there's value all there. There's another one of Known Meals, which is Brace Yourself. He was another one who was visually impressive in his last run at Down Royal, and Nina is taking over on board again, and I think that'll be the three at the finish: Black Bow, Rhinestone, Brace Yourself. So I'll just give a quick run through of the picks again. So the 140, the novice hurdle over 2 miles 6, I've gone for Carter McKay at 7-2. The Coral Dublin Chase, the Grade 2, over 2 miles, I've gone for Min at 5-2. The Arkle, I've gone for Petty Mouchoir, the 220, he's 3-1. The 255, the Handicap Chase, I've gone for Blaster Coleman and Conrad Hastings are my 2 picks in that. The Irish Champion Hurdle over 2 miles, hopefully we see the real Faheen in that and win again. The 405, the Carl Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles, I've gone for Mind's Eye at 10-1 in this, and at a big each way price, Master of Irony at 25, you get 33-1s in the place. And finally in the bumper, I've gone for the Willie Mullins trained Black Bow, who's currently a 3-1 shot. So the next video, lads, I will be of the Sunday card from Leopardstown, and I'll also have a separate video of more racing from the Saturday and Sunday.